Hi fam, how are you doing? I hope you are good. My name is Nazo Ezi and this is my space for the benefit of those of you seeing my real face for the first time. You are welcome to my space. And to my OGs, the ones that have a special place in my heart, thank you so much for tuning in once more. Those of you that are seeing my face for the first time, I forgot to mention that you're supposed to subscribe. Yeah, it's something that you're supposed to do. Subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you so much. God bless you. So guys, this video, I'm excited about this video because I've seen a lot of YouTubers film this video. This is the first time, or rather my first time video. It's a tag. It's not a tag. It's not a tag. It's just a video that people just do. It's like you just jump on it and do it. So a lot of people have done it. I thought it was a very fun video to shoot and I decided to film my own for your viewing pleasure. So sit back, relax and enjoy. Okay, let's get right into it. I'm going to be looking down because I have the list of questions right here. So I'm going to be reading the questions and I'll be answering them. Okay. So the first question is, what is the first app you check when you wake up in the morning? The first app I check when I wake up in the morning is Instagram. Yeah, I go to Instagram a lot. I'm not a Facebook person. I have Facebook. Oh, I've been on Facebook for years, but I don't really like that Facebook because it's just a weird place. The kind of comments I see there is like those people are from another world. I don't know. Not all of them. Oh. I'm not generalizing. Most of the people that are there are from another planet entirely because the kind of thinking that they have there, the kind of mentality and thinking faculty, I cannot comprehend it. And then Twitter, on the other hand, I don't understand Twitter. I have a Twitter handle or account. What do they call it? I have an account on Twitter or a handle on Twitter, but I haven't visited there in years because for some reason I do not understand that app. I don't understand what goes on there. I don't understand how they do it. So Instagram is my go-to place. First app I check when I wake up in the morning is Instagram. Now the next question is, your first broken bone. I've never broken a bone in my life. Oh. I've never broken a bone in my life. But I know I broke my teeth. My teeth, yeah. The front teeth, the three in front are not my teeth. It's not bone now. Well, if it's bone, I've never broken a bone in my life. Yeah. Okay. First foreign country you've ever visited. That would be Dubai. Yeah, I haven't visited because I never really went into the city to tour. I passed through Dubai on my way to the US. Yeah, so the first country I've ever visited is Dubai. Okay. Your first makeup item. I think my first makeup item was wet lips. You know that wet lips lip gloss that smelled so good. Like it had this very nice fruity smell. That was my first ever makeup item, lip gloss. Yeah, wet lips lip gloss. That was before Island Beauty, Hot Chocolate, and the rest of them. Do you remember that time, eh? When that Island Beauty Hot Chocolate was raining, there's this other purple, that other dark pink lipstick that we used to pair with it. I've forgotten the name of that one, but I remember Hot Chocolate, yeah. But my very first makeup item was wet lips lip gloss. Now, my first ever tape or CD. I think that was that's the one I bought with my money, right? Hey, that time I remember when I saved that, was it 100 naira? You know this Benita Okoje? That has cassette tape. That was the very first one I bought with my money. Benita Okoje. Now, the next question is, my first car. What was your first car? My first car was an Acura that my husband bought for me when we newly got married. So that was my first ever car. My first celebrity crush, Michael Jackson. I think then we used to call him Michael Jaskin. Yeah, that was my first ever celebrity crush. Oh my god, I was crushing on this Michael Jackson of a guy. I don't even know now, thinking back. Well, childish crush. That was what it was. My first cooking experience. What was your first cooking experience, rather? Okay. My first cooking experience was when I tried to make abacha. We all know that abacha is my favorite food. So, needless to say that was the very first food I tried to make by myself. My first trial, it turned out pretty bad. Yeah, pretty bad. But it was okay. I think it was over salty. I added a lot of salt, but I had to eat it because I liked abacha, and I remember drinking a lot of water afterwards because it made me very thirsty. I think it was the salt, but my first cooking experience was when I made abacha, and it was woefully bad. Yeah. Okay. Who was your first ever boyfriend? Oh my god. I want to say let's pass. But what I want to say, well, I'll just say one thing about it. I just know that he was a mommy's boy. He was a very, as in, big mommy's boy. My mommy said, I cannot marry. It was like off and on every time. He would say, okay, every time we're on today, tomorrow we're off. His mommy said no, he cannot marry me. Next time again, he's there. Next time again, I just got tired of the whole thing. One day I just packed everything that he bought for me because I remember that there was this statue. It's not a statue. There's this artwork he got someone to make for me. They molded me kind of on a picture frame thing. I carried that thing and threw it away. Every single thing. At that point when I threw everything away, that was when I knew that it was the end. And then I moved on. And after that, of course, he came back again, but it was not to be anymore. I moved on. Your first ever mobile phone. My first mobile phone was the Samsung Blueface. I remember very well because I remember the day my mom bought that phone for me. We went to Lagos Island, yeah, and then we bought it. I was so excited, but I then got the phone. The problem was now who to call, because then I didn't really have friends. I didn't have anyone to call, but I was so excited about that phone. And then after that Samsung Blueface, I got the Nokia 1100, and then after that, and then I think I met my husband, and then he started buying me better phones. Like he bought me the iPhone and then all the smartphones I eventually had. But the very first phone I had was the Samsung Blueface. I can even remember some of the ringtones that he had. What was your first fear? My first fear is a story. In fact, it's a little story. That was when I was in primary school. So you know this slide thing they had in primary school then? There's the step, you climb the step and then you enter through the drum. You crawl through that drum, that cylinder thing, and then you slide down. So that day, I climbed it and there was someone in front of me. I was in the middle and then there was one very chubby girl behind me. So when I was now inside that drum part, I was now the one inside the drum, then the girl in front of me that was supposed to slide down, for some reason got scared. Okay, I think the slide was hot. The sun was shining, so that slide was hot. So you know how hot it is now when you slide down. I think she was scared of the hotness of the slide, so she did not want to slide down. And then the one behind me refused to go back. So I was stuck in the middle. And that was when I started freaking out. I think that was where my claustrophobia, that was when my claustrophobia started. That was when it was born. Because I'm claustrophobic, I have this fear of small spaces. I can't stand small spaces. Even looking at pictures of a small space creeps me out. It really freaks me out. So that was when it started, because I remember screaming in there. I was pushing the girl in front of me to go down. She refused to go down because she was scared of the hotness of the slide. I was pushing the one behind me to go back. She too, I don't know why that one refused to go back, that girl. She refused to go back, and then I was in the middle there screaming for help. Eventually, she went down. Me too. I slid down. Needless to say, I never climbed that thing again. So that was where my claustrophobia was born. That was my very first fear of small spaces. Okay, so what was your first internet activity? My first internet activity was on High Five. Do you remember High Five? Those of you oldies, you remember High Five? High Five was before Facebook. Was there any social media app before High Five. I don't know, but I know that the first one I ever signed up on was High Five, after which came Facebook and then Yahoo Messenger. If you remember Yahoo Messenger too, I remember going to cyber cafes a lot just for Yahoo Messenger to go and chat. I'll enter chat rooms, Weibo chat rooms to meet people, and then you enter there and then you now ask ASL. ASL meant age, sex, location. Because if you can hear that's Boo Boo. That's my son Boo Boo. He's there making noise. Just ignore him because I can't help it. Anyway, so I used to go to chat rooms a lot. You know, ASL, yeah, age, sex, location. If you're one of those that used to chat on Yahoo Messenger, then you remember. But my very first internet activity was on High Five. Okay, what was your first job? My first job was with Zafire Events. I was an intern with Zafire Events. I can't quite remember the year that happened, but I know that I worked with Zafire Events for a little while when their office was at Obalende with Fumi, Olatunji, with hey, what's this guy's name again? Well, I can remember Fumi Olatunji very well and the rest of it. And I remember then we planned one of the Folawiyo's wedding. I was with them. We planned 2 weddings and then I left. It was not my calling. Event planning is not easy. See, event planners, they are really, really trying. That thing is not easy. So my first job was with Zafire Events as an intern. Okay. What was your first language? English, of course. If you remember, there's one of my videos I talked about it, that we learned how to speak English first. We were always speaking English at home until my dad now came back one day and decided that enough of that English in his house, that we should start speaking Igbo. Okay, I think I mentioned it in my Igbo tag video. I'm going to link it. You're going to see it at the end of this video. If you have not watched it, go and watch it, okay? So my very first language was the English language before I learned how to speak Igbo. Okay. What was your first pet? My first pet was a dog, and I remember that dog very well. His name was Roger Miller. The story of how we got that dog is quite funny. That time we were in primary school. I remember one night somebody came and sold the dog to us, and my dad paid for the dog. That night we were so excited because we really like dogs. We always wanted to have a dog. So they brought this dog, my dad paid for it, and then we were so happy, we were so excited. We couldn't sleep that night that, yay, we finally have a dog. The next morning we went to school. We were so excited. As when we went to school, we couldn't wait to go home and play with this puppy. Only for us to come home. I think, no, it was the driver that told us on the way home. Our driver told us that the dog was no more there. What happened? It happened to be that the dog was a stolen dog. Somebody stole the dog and came and sold it to us. Like, we were so sad. When we got home, you think that somebody died. We were so sad that that dog was gone. But my dad later bought another dog. Not shortly after, since he now saw how much we love dogs, he bought another dog, and we still named that other dog Roger Miller, and they looked so much alike. So my first pet was a dog, the stolen one, Roger Miller. Okay. My first piercing is this one that you're seeing right here. My first and only piercing, because I don't think I can stand the pain of piercing. Thank God they did this one when we were babies, so I cannot remember what it felt like, and I'm not going to pierce anything. I admire people that pierce a lot of, especially pierce 2 or more holes in their ear and their nose. I love the nose one and then the ear one, but I cannot do it. So my first piercing and only piercing is this one. What was your first thought today? As in, when I woke up, the first thought I thought. The first thing I thought this morning was, oh my God, it's so cold. Yeah, because we slept in the AC all through the night and it was so cold. When I woke up, I was like, God, it's so cold. It's like the AC was on all through the night. That was what I thought. So that was the first thing that came to my mind. Okay, the first book. Okay, the next question is, what is the first book you remember reading? When I was younger, I used to read a lot. I still read a lot. So then I used to read a lot of Enid Blyton books. If you used to read back then, you would know Enid Blyton. So I think the books I don't know which one I read first, but I know I read The Secret Seven, Famous Five, Elizabeth the Naughtiest Girl in School, St. Clair's, all those books. Then Enid Blyton, I read a lot of Enid Blyton books. So my first book was probably one of her books, maybe Secret Seven or Famous Five, because I really enjoyed reading them. Okay, the next question is, what is the first film you remember seeing? I think it's No, I think it was Mary Poppins. I think it was Mary Poppins. Is either Mary Poppins or Sound of Music. One of the two. I can't remember right now. Now the next question is, what is the first thing you do every morning? The first thing I do every morning, first thing I say, in my mind, I first of all say thank you, Jesus, in my mind before I now pray and then do anything else. So the first thing I do is to say thank you, Jesus, in my mind and then pray before I get out of bed. These are a lot of questions, Sha. Okay, the next one is, what is the first thing you do when you get home? The first thing I do when I get home is a no-brainer now. You wash your hands. Especially in these corona times, you cannot not wash your hands. So the first thing I do when I get home is to wash my hands and wash off the germs that we picked from outside. Okay, the next question is, what is the first time, or when was the first time you ever got drunk? I've never been drunk. I've never been drunk in my life. Your first time at a club. I've been to the club once. How did I go there? It's my husband that dragged me to that place because I've never clubbed in my life. And then he was like, it's weird that you have never clubbed before. And then one day, he said, let's go clubbing. And then he took me to one club at Ikeja. I cannot remember the name of that club. In fact, we went to 2 different clubs. We went to the first one. Oh my God, that was a very horrible experience. I don't know. It was just noisy. I remember thinking, is this what it's like? It was so noisy. The music was loud. People were just standing. They were not even dancing. They were just standing, swaying from side to side like this, smoking. The whole club was smoky. It smelled of smoke. They were talking at the top of their voices, the music and everything. I thought I was one that, see, I'm tired. Let's just be going. But we didn't leave immediately. I remember he took me. We went upstairs to one of those VIP places. There were other people there. And then from there, we now said, okay, let's go and check out Two Face. One of them, what's the name of that Two Faces club? We went there and checked it out too. And then we went home from there. That was my first time clubbing. And I've not done it again. And I'm not sure I'll ever do it again. It wasn't my scene at all. Okay. The last question, finally. The last question is, when did you go to your first party? Is it not all those birthday parties we used to attend when we were small? That was the first party, everybody know that place where they sing, ooh yeah, I wish you happy birthday. Ooh yeah, and many, many happy returns. That's the very first party. No. That was one of the parties we used to go to then now. With those chairs. Remember those plastic chairs? Green, blue, red plastic chairs with iron under it. Chai, as I'm saying it, I can remember the chairs in my mind. Anyway, so one of those parties was my first ever party that I attended in my life. So finally, I've come to the end of these questions. I thought it would never end, but it was a fun video. I enjoyed filming this video and I hope that you would enjoy watching it as well. If you enjoyed watching, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. This thumbs up thing that I'm always begging for, it helps. So if you give me thumbs up, if I have plenty thumbs up, YouTube will be recommending my videos to people. That way, I'll be getting more subscribers to my channel. That reminds me, if you have not subscribed and you've watched up to this point, please do the needful. Help me subscribe to my channel, okay? If you watched up to this point, it's only God that will bless you for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.